Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm talking about something that I've seen about 3 times in the last 3 months. I've talked about it several times in the past. It's worth it to talk about it again because I think this is an important issue. And what I have seen last 3 months, a couple times, 3 times, in different Slack channels and Facebook groups are when agencies, design agencies, go in there and they say, hey, we just launched this site, and our clients are looking for someone, an SEO person, to come in and do an SEO audit, or take over SEO, or tell us what needs to be done in order to get traffic coming in. Now, this is a problem that I talked way back in might have been like 2017, 2018, when I relaunched this channel. The very first video that I made is your design agency measuring the ROI of a redesign. The problem is the time for an SEO audit is before the design ever begins. The SEO audit should be the very first thing that happens before the website is redesigned. I firmly do believe that. I'm not sure why so many design and development agencies think of it that way. I think that everybody that's part of a web design process, they think that they attribute value to what they do. Like the designers think the design is most important. The developers think the development is most important. As someone who, I wouldn't say I'm the strongest designer, but someone who has been a developer, a content creator, someone who has done SEO, done a little bit of design, I've designed some sites, and worked with a lot of really good designers. One thing I can tell you is all of that combines into SEO. All of that is part of SEO. And the planning of the website should be informed by the SEO audit. A redesign of a site should start with the SEO audit, and I firmly believe that. It's not just me that says that, though. I will link it down below in post-production, but a tweet just a few days ago from noted SEO consultant, enterprise level SEO consultant, John Henry Scherck, also said this, that he believes that the time for an SEO consultant to come in is during the branding and identity portion of the redesign, way before the website is ever built. And there's so many reasons for this. If you design a site and it's not matching, the pages on the site are not matching the searcher intent of what you're trying to be found for, if the content is wrong, if the layout is wrong, if the elements on the page are not matching up to what Google is already rewarding in the search engine results, then what's the point of the design? I can tell you how most designers work, and I know this is going to be really hard for a lot of people to hear, but most designers, how they design is they look at other sites, or they look at Behance, or they look at Dribble, or they look at the CSS Design Awards, site of the day, site of the week, site of the month, and they look at all these things and they say, ooh, that looks really cool. That looks so pretty. That looks neat. We should emulate something like that. And that's exactly how 85% of designers work. And I know it's a hard thing to hear, but that's the truth. You should be designing not for other designers. You should be designing for the needs of the site and getting traffic to that site. The SEO evaluation and the SEO audit should be the first thing, one of the very first things that you do when you're talking about a website redesign, not some secret sauce that you sprinkle on at the end. I know everybody thinks that way, kind of like in the how things worked 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Oh, somebody could just go in and SEO the site, or put some like fairy dust on it and it will start ranking. There's a lot to SEO. Design is part of it. Content is part of it. Getting the right pages on there. Content planning, naming the pages, link building, brand building. All these things are part of it. The development is part of it too. Having the right functionality, the task completion, letting customers complete the tasks that they're wanting to get to. That has to be part of the site too. It's like somebody else said, if everybody's trying to buy something when they're searching a certain phrase and they're trying to buy something, you can have like a 5,000 word article on it, but it's not going to rank because people are, the search intent for that key phrase is people wanting to buy stuff. So the functionality, all of it has to be right. So this is all the planning that has to go into it. So why do not people not bring in an SEO consultant at the beginning? It's like I said, most of the time, web design contracts are won by people who can design pretty sites, because that is something that clients can understand. That's something that people can say, oh, that looks good. You're going to help me. But I think a lot of time designers and developers think that SEO is snake oil, and yes, there are a lot of shady people out there, but I could honestly say there's an equal number of people who sell themselves as web developers that can't really do any development at all, and it doesn't stop them as well. Design is the only thing that you really kind of have to be able to pull off because it's a visual thing, and you can't con people into, selling bad design. But a lot of designers or developers or whoever, they win these contracts. Maybe they don't have an SEO on staff. Maybe they don't understand the SEO part of it. And that's might be why, too, I see a lot of agencies just now trying to get into this recurring revenue, and they're struggling a thing. And a lot of people are trying to sign people up on, WordPress maintenance packages and all these different things that don't make a ton of sense to clients unless they're really actively making changes to their site on an ongoing basis, or they're a really busy site. But people are looking at this like, look, man, I get it. What I think the real reason is two things. People don't understand what SEO actually is. They think it's like just shifting some words around on a page. And I think that is what people still equate SEO with, even though that was maybe 15 years ago. Search engines are very sophisticated nowadays. That does not work. You cannot do SEO just by shifting some words around or keyword stuffing stuff or listing, every city within a 50-mile radius of your location in the footer. That doesn't work anymore, guys. And I think the other thing, too, is that the designers and developers who win a business, they don't know how to draw traffic. They don't want to split up the money. I think that's a big thing. They don't want to pay somebody else to do an SEO audit. They don't want to pay somebody to come in and consult, even if it's somebody that comes in and consults with like every single one of their clients and becomes a person that can inform their design, because that would mean that somebody else actually has some input. And I think that a lot of people fear that. Quite honestly, I think a lot of people do fear giving up that control and giving up the money, any extra money that it would cost to do a consult at the very beginning of the project. But look, that SEO audit is going to inform your design, and I think it's a necessary step. For reasons I stated, it makes no sense for somebody to launch a site, hand it off to an SEO person, and the SEO person does the audit and says, we have to change like 90% of these pages because they don't match the searcher intent, or the content is wrong, or we need to add different things to it. It doesn't make sense to have to change all the work that you've done. Why not do it right from the start? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if it'll ever change. Hopefully it will. I think the third reason too, a lot of people I think probably rightfully fear that the SEO consultant would take that business from them, and instead of the client going with the design agency or the branding agency or the development agency, they go with the SEO agency because they know developers too and they know designers. Maybe they could do all that themselves. Maybe they have a team already, and then they would end up losing that business to the SEO team that would do all those things, the design, development, and the SEO, right from the get. So that's a valid fear. So my advocation, again, I talked about this for the last 2 years off and on. SEO audits, don't do it after the site is launched. Do it before you even do the redesign. It's something that needs to be done. That SEO audit, that diagnosis is going to inform what your redesign is going to be. Not the other way around. It's not fairy dust you sprinkle on. It's not secret sauce you add at the end. It's not a pinch of salt that you add that makes everything rank by magic. It doesn't work like that. You have to build it in from the very start and do it right from the start. Hopefully people will start listening to this, but whatever. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here every day publishing videos. Would love to see you subscribe. Have a question? Leave it in the comments below. That's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.